Hey guys, this is Savannah from earthandwater.co. We have been talking about the chakras, and it's been a long journey over the past several weeks. Almost like, I think it's been 2 months at this point. But we started with the bare basic bones of what is a chakra, and then we've covered every chakra, well, the main seven that most people are familiar with, one at a time. And now we are on the last one, the crown chakra. Look at us and the progress we have made. So just as a little recap, we talked about how there are 7 main chakras, 3 bottom physical chakras, and that's where we start because energy flows up from the earth through each one. 3 higher spiritual chakras, and then the heart and the center that connects them both, which is considered both physical and spiritual in nature. So you want to start with the bottom ones first to get your solid foundation solid. You've heard about the Kundalini snake, right? And how it sits at the base of the spine and then it climbs all the way up to the chakras. So we are going to follow its suit and how we should work with them. And I reiterate this time and time again in almost every episode, probably multiple times per episode. So if you've been following along through the whole series, I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing it, but look, it's that important. The ultimate goal here is to create a better us and heal our own wounds so that we can help everybody around us. If nothing else, we're not passing on these traumas and wounds and things that need healing to other people, not only in our bloodline, like our descendants, but also to just the people that we come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. And through this ripple effect of healing ourselves in order to move forward in the world, in life, with a better outlook or just overall direction, positivity, and heart-centered intentional energy, and we're taking that heart-centered intentional energy and bumping into everybody else's aura and in hopes of healing the whole world eventually. Does it sound like a big project when you put it in terms like that? Yeah. Are most people just worried about healing their own problems? Yeah. And that's okay, because by healing your own problems, you inadvertently heal a little piece of the world. And I mean, hopefully we're stuck here on this planet for thousands of generations to come, and if we progress and be a little bit better each one, maybe we can actually get to an end point where people don't have to deal with the things that we dealt with, right? That's our end goal. It's bigger than ourselves, and it always has been. And this chakra helps us tap into that and really connect with that and the connection to all of things on the grander scale. It is our center of not only spirituality, but connection with the energy of the universe, the energy of others, the energy of everything, because everything is energy. Through this chakra is how we are connected with everything. But we can't really begin to understand the true depth of all of that until we work our way up to it. So we can kind of gauge how we know, but we don't really know until we get there. And I can't really explain it to you on that sense of a level, just like in any other thing that you have to learn by doing. When it clicks, it clicks. And sometimes, you'll think it clicks and then later it clicks even more and you're like, oh, I thought I knew, but I didn't. And that's kind of what we're at here. And that's why I've stressed so much to please start with the bottom ones, because you're going to be able to move, more or less, you're going to be able to move pretty easily and quickly through them, just kind of depending, solely because you're going to understand them more, because we live in this 3D physical world. And only when you master the 3D physical dimension, essentially, can you move up to the higher dimensions. So anyway, this chakra's Sanskrit name is Sahasrara, which means 1,000-petaled. It sits at the top of the head. Its color is violet or white, because, it is kind of really spiritual chakra, energy center, which is associated with light, and light is white, more or less. Also stands to argue that it's actually all of the colors, but we're not going to get into stuff like that. Its element is ether. And I already talked about how it's our connection to divinity, spirituality, everything in the universe, physical and otherwise. But dialing it back a little bit to our realm, per se, it's also our center of community and connection to others. And it's no secret that we've been struggling in that area for a while. And I really believe that most of our problems in this world and society and culture and all of that could be solved if we could just get back to that community aspect. But it's hard because some of us do have kind of that community aspect, but we're all spread out and all over the place. And although, we have those people that are a few minutes down the road, is a big difference in seeing each other and helping each other on a day-to-day basis versus seeing each other once or twice a week and doing what you can where you can with that. Our lives are busy. It's nobody's fault. It's the world that has been created for us to navigate in, and that has caused a lot of problems in our mental health and our quality of life because we were never meant to be solo creatures or divided up into these nuclear families. We're communal creatures. We're meant to live together in a community. And I could get on a tangent about this forever. So unless we're making super awesome relationships with our neighbors, the people who live directly next to us, it's hard to do, because most of us aren't. Most of us are definitely not. And then you have social media and technology, which have brought us together in a lot of ways. People talk bad about social media and whatnot and technology, but it really has done us a great service by making it easier to communicate with each other. However, it's also made it more difficult to communicate in person. So most of us clam up and become very, very anxious when we have to talk to people in person, because I'm not even going to say that we lost the ability to communicate with one another, because as somebody who existed before the internet was mainstream and a thing, because smartphones weren't a thing until I was a teenager, and the internet wasn't a thing until I was like in middle school. So I remember the world without the internet and social media and all of that. And you know what? We didn't know how to communicate back then either. And even setting my own personal accounts aside and just looking at history as a whole and then looking at where we are in society now, we never knew how to communicate. Not really. Everything was always clouded by social structures and etiquette. I mean, sure, etiquette is important in some senses. You don't want to be disrespectful, but at the same time, there were definitely a lot of quote-unquote dumb, I'm hesitant to say dumb, but yeah, rules made up by people just in an effort to control other people. And it was, in all of this, it was kind of a dangerous place to be upfront and forward with communication in a lot of instances, right? So arguably, we never really had much of an opportunity to learn how to communicate properly in a social setting. But also then you have the little nuclear families and whatnot where they should have figured out how to communicate with each other. And if we had figured out how to communicate with each other in a proper, satisfactory manner, we could have avoided a lot of the trauma and healing that we need to do now. I think within family structures is where most of us hold our tongues the most. We're afraid to hurt each other's feelings. We're afraid to make each other mad. We're afraid to step on toes. We're afraid to confront this or that. And when you hold your tongue about this or that, it essentially festers within you, causing energy blocks and the need for healing. And then here we are. Full circle around, wash, rinse, repeat for the rest of eternity, from generation to generation. But we're here now doing the work so that maybe we can put a stop to all of that and we can build a better future moving forward. Yes? So yeah, aside from community and loneliness and whatnot, your crown chakra elements are going to be pretty similar to the third eye elements. It's going to be decision-making stuff and confidence and, well, I don't mean confidence, like just in and of itself confidence, but like confidence in your decision making and confidence in your understanding and your knowing and the trust process that is required to move forward in a healthy way. Physical stuff is going to be the head area stuff, so like headaches and, of course, mental health things. If you want to work on this chakra in and of itself, I highly recommend trying to get it connected to your community and the people around you. However you connect to source energy, whatever you call it, you could call it God, that's the same thing. But connect daily and often, and like all the time if you can. Just try to stay in that connected area type of mindset. The greatest affirmation here is the great I am. I think, therefore I am. You can be whatever you want to be. It's a complete matter of choice. Very few things about us cannot be changed. It's just a matter of intention and recognizing patterns and knowing what you want versus what you don't want and heading towards the thing that you do want and letting go of everything that you don't. Disattachment from all that. Crystals here are selenite, amethyst, clear quartz, those types of things. And with that, we wrap up our chakra series. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to expand on this series, but you're going to have to direct me about what you want to know. I do have a chakra ebook coming out here soon, so keep a lookout for that. I have chakra consultations if you're interested in that and getting some personal one-on-one help, but I have more than enough things on the website and in the Facebook group completely free for you to DIY everything that you would like. And I'm always around to ask questions or answer questions if you have them to ask. I'm always more than happy to help. But come join us in the Facebook group and sit here for a few seconds to take a deep breath, just exist, relax your face and shoulders. We're creating space, and you have a wonderful time. Namaste.